You ain't one of mine. Look at what I'm run, I call my lane, I'm having fun. I ain't looking back and none of them days I'm rising up.
What's good? It's Cutter B. Freeman, independent artist, building this dream brick by brick, chasing freedom one track at a time. Today, I'm talking about the part nobody stays for, being early, waiting, the quiet phase, believing in the process before there's proof. The difference between dreamers and doers isn't talent. It's who keeps showing up when it's quiet, and who knows when to move in silence. If you're in that phase right now, lock in, let's get right to it. Betting early really just means waiting longer than most people are willing to, and betting on yourself before there's proof. This is the phase where most people check out, not because they can't do it, but because nobody's clapping yet. I feel like we spoke on this in our last one, This Is What It Really Takes episode 2. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But yeah, like keeping that internal light and that internal flame going while nobody's clapping. You know, we talked about what you do when, if you can close your eyes and still visualize it, and even when the music stops, even when the crowd's not there, even when there's no spotlight on you, do you still feel it? Do you still see it? We spoke on that before, but this is less about the purpose and more about just you dealing with that, being human. And, I feel like so many people give up before they, get to a point where it was just around the corner. But they didn't know. It was just the next door that they had to knock on, the next person they had to meet, the next whatever, And it's tough to keep going, especially when nobody's clapping, man. Fuck. You got to be your biggest supporter. Because if you don't believe in you, how are they going to believe in you? You just got to keep pushing and keep grinding and really believe in the path, believe in the journey, man. Belief without the proof is tough. You have to risk comfort for potential. You have to give up now for later. And it's tough to be present. You're constantly doing that, That's why it's crucial to be, take breaks and really be present and soak in the moment, man. Like, it's so key. But it's tough when you're the only one taking yourself serious. Tough when you are the only one taking yourself serious. Just making sure it's still recording. That's hard, man. When you're the only one that sees the vision, you got to show other people the way. And you just got to take them along the ride with you. And some people are meant for that, and some people aren't. I'm not just talking about you as an individual. I'm talking about, the people on the bus with you. Because you got to be driving the bus. Even though you're the star or the centerfold or whatever it is, you're the main one. You got to be the one driving the bus every day, wherever you go. If you stop the bus because you got to take a break, other people are stopping it with you. And you got to be the only one doing it for a while, for a long time. If not always. Some people get machine behind them and like industry or, people have teams. Don't get me wrong. Everybody needs a team, but only a few teams, the artist isn't the one driving the bus. And I feel like a lot of times people lose authenticity that way. You got to wake up and get it, man. Ain't nobody going to go get it for you. You're the one that has to do it. Nobody's coming to save you. Flat out. That was a big learning experience for me. Nobody is coming to save you. You are the one that needs to save you. You already got it in you. Just look deeper than your ego. Look deeper than the surface. Not just who I am, what I am. But yeah, there's many people that are going to ride the bus with you. And not all of them are going to be clapping. You got to look out for those too. We might speak on those a little later in more depth, but Waiting is going to test your belief more than talent. Patience is a skill. It's not your identity. It's not personality. It's a skill. Some people are inherently more athletic than others, yeah. But Kobe wasn't the most athletic. He talk about that all the time. R.I.P. Black Mamba. But he wasn't the fastest, the strongest, the quickest, most skillful. Any of that, bro. You just put in the most work. That's how I work, everybody. What are they going to do? Catch up? You're just going to keep working. Every time they're playing video games or hanging out with their girlfriend or, going on this trip, that trip, they're not locking in like you and I are. Locked in. Shout out. They're just not locked in like we are. And you know what? That's okay. It's not meant for everybody, But you do have to understand some of the things that go with that in this waiting period, in the quiet phase, where nobody's out there hyping you up, building you up. You got to build yourself up. Build it and they will come. I think that's a phrase. That's it, man. Drive the bus. Be the bus driver. Wear many hats. Put in the work. Don't tell them about it. Real G's move in silence. That's it. Misunderstood. Chasing something real will make people misunderstand you. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because most people only understand what looks familiar. Focus looks like distance. Discipline looks like disappearance. And growth looks like falling off. Until it doesn't. People think, fuck what people think, first of all. First and foremost, fuck what they think. Misunderstood, man. Ever since I really got this vision and locked in on it as hard as I have, or as much as I have, nobody's going to see it the way that you do. And that goes into a lot of things, right? Like artistically, maybe you have like a video director or something, and you want to do maybe super bright, playful, cheerful, and they want to do really dark, sad, whatever. It doesn't fit your vision. It doesn't fit the song, your brand, whatever it is. And there's like those parts of being misunderstood, right? Or being labeled different things. She already said, fuck what they think. We're not worried about them. But really, I feel like the misunderstanding I want to speak on is those around you, where they see discipline as distance. It's not distance. I mean, in some aspects, it is. But you're putting yourself first. You're putting your priorities, your thing, whatever the thing is. You could make hot sauce. That could be your thing. And you just love really blending spices and textures and flavors, maybe the bottling process, labeling, packaging, consumer, whatever it is. You'd be fully immersed in that and putting in the time, putting in the work. Like, I have a 9 to 5. This is my 5 to 9. I put in the work because I love it. That's what I do. That's what I dream about. That's all I think about, man. And if I'm thinking about something else, I go right back to this because that's just how my brain works. But, some people see that hard work, dedication, discipline as you distancing yourself from them. And some people, it's necessary for. You want your circle to be winners. You don't want a bunch of yes men. You want people that are going to critique you and give you honest feedback because they're your friends. And if you treated a stranger bad or something, they would call you out on that. At least I hope so. Otherwise, they're not your friends. But the real ones know. The real ones already know because they're already doing whatever they're doing too, right? Like my homie, he runs like an MMA gym. Shout out to homie Jake. Great guy. But yeah, man. I mean, he be running that, and he got 9 to 5 too. That's not his only grind, you know. And just because his focus and attention is on that, and he's on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast, that doesn't matter. Like, we still link up, we still chop it up, we still make those things a priority, right? But we have that respect for one another. If he calls me, I can't answer, I'm in the stew. Just quick text, man. Yeah, man, I'm in the stew. Peace and love. Hope you're doing well. That's it. Because what that does for Jake is that motivates him too. Not only does it show, I'm busy, whatever, hit you up later. Shows I took a second, first and foremost, to recognize that. Recognize friendship, love, and relationship, camaraderie, trust, respect, brotherhood. But it also shows him, hey man, I'm working hard. What are you doing? You relaxed? You comfortable? You sitting cozy up in your big house, or you going to the gym to put in some fucking work? You going for a run? You're doing whatever it is you're doing, man. And if people don't see it the right way, they'll misunderstand that, And it's not like a one up you, like, oh, you want to chat? I work. That's not the conversation. It's just fuck whoever doesn't understand you, because they're just not as far along as you yet, and that's okay. And for the ones that do understand you, give them a shout out, man. Show them that you care. Make that effort. Make that time, because that will really, truly solidify the understanding for you and that relationship and retain that. Even if it's just a quick text, hit up your peoples. That's why they're your peoples. That's it. Honestly, though, you can't be caught up in all that, like, of being misunderstood or being labeled with this or that or whatever, man. Like, it's not worth your energy. Spend your energy on something good and positive and make an impact out there. Don't let them bring you down. Who the fuck are that? What are they to you? They might even be your biggest supporter. You just don't know it yet. Shout out all my haters out there. And honestly, finally, I'll wrap that up with, let time do the talking. When you're locked away, you're put in, you spend those late nights, and like every Friday night, I remember I would shut myself in the stew and just get better. Every Friday I make a song. Not that I wasn't making music other parts of the week, like Monday make a beat, Tuesday do lyrics, Wednesday do melodies, swap those, but you get what I'm saying. And my friends understood that. And the ones that weren't my friends didn't. And that's fine. They got different priorities. I'm building empire. I'm building legacy, catalog, community, friendship, destiny. These are the things I'm building. What are they building? A leaning tower of pizza boxes? World of Warcraft war parties? Fucking. It's not what we're here for, man. We're here to live. We're here to chase it. We're here to get after it. You might not wake up tomorrow. Topic 3. Momentum is built, not found. People talk about momentum like it just happens. It doesn't. The difference between a dreamer and a doer is someone sitting on the sidelines wishing they could play, while the other is actively in the game. If you never take that leap of faith, there'll be no dream to dream of. I find that the loudest in the room are the dreamers. The doers just put their head down and work, get after it. It's not Part of the conversation is motivation versus determination. That's part of it. We've talked about that. And the other part, though, is like taking that leap of faith, taking that first step. Because what do they say? Like, a plan is only an idea until you write it down. Like, a thought, an intention is just a thought until there's action behind it. You could think that, oh, maybe I should go apologize to that person because I was wrong. But if you don't do it, they don't fucking know if you thought that, dog. How could they know? They're not mind readers. Maybe show it in your actions, but fucking man up. Get after it. Go get it, man. Like, I think of, I saw a picture the other day of, there's a surfer. And there's like a zoom in on them. And they're riding the wave, like big kahuna, surfs up type vibes. Cody! That was really bad, but you know what I'm doing. Voice not 100% today. Got excuses today. Anyways, there's like a zoom in on the surfer, big kahuna on the wave. Just riding the wave, man. In the moment. Living. And then it zooms out, and you see the people on the beach standing there, wishing they could be that surfer out there, dreaming of that shit. And you know that they go home and they think about it and they dream about it and they talk about it, but they don't live about it. That's not what they're doing. That's who they fantasize about. That's who they, oh, if I got in shape, I could do that. Oh, if I saved money, I could have a nice car. If I did. There's no ifs, bro. Yoda, real ones know. I gotta explain it. I'd much rather be that surfer, risking it all, hanging 10, with the sharks, with the whales, with the jellyfish. Because I used to be that guy on the beach. I used to, man. That's what makes it hard for me to, like, go to concerts nowadays, honestly. Personal side topic. But I went through, like, early on, I loved concerts because I loved the music, like the bass in your chest, the people. Warped Tour was awesome. I'll go every year that I could, man. It was just like such an energy, man. I remember the first time walking into Warped Tour, and I think I was 12, maybe 13. I just took a breath and was just like, wow, this is where I belong. It was the first time I felt like I knew my purpose. I knew my people, who I was meant to be around. And that wasn't necessarily the, how do I say, like the branding of the Warped Tour. That wasn't like the, like this is the only place I could do it is on this specific tour. Like that's not, no, it was just the feeling of it. Like not even just festival. You know, festivals do feel way different. I feel like that was a part of it. But I just knew it. I belonged and everything was going to be okay for once. I really believed that. And ever since I had that feeling, I knew what I wanted to do. Before that, I was like, yeah, like I like music. Ooh, I like guitar. Yeah, like, ooh, I could do that. Yeah, I was playing bands and shit. But it like touched my soul in a way that the songs couldn't. And that was a surreal experience to go through. But that was like my shift in mentality from bringing the dreamer to the doer and going after it. Because I enjoyed that wave. I enjoyed it for a while of the concerts and shit. But then eventually I got to a point where like I didn't want to go see somebody go rap. Because they should come see me rap. Why would I go see them? Same with like when I was in bands. Like, why would I go see this metal band? I'm in a metal band. Come to my fucking show. You know? And that created distance with some of my people. Because like that's what we connected over. It's like, ooh, we like going to concerts. Ooh, we like doing this thing, or We like going to parties and shit like that. But my mindset flipped after a while, man. For me, it was party Thursday through Sunday. Shit was live, dude. But you get to a point where, like, those memories are just memories. And what are you actively doing to build that for you? Because if none of those people are there, it's just you. You can make memories on your own, but it's not as impactful. It's about connection, community, meaningfulness, purpose. It's about all these things. And the difference between being a dreamer and a doer is so profound. I feel like I only scratched the surface on it, honestly. Some small notes I had here. So we're talking about momentum. Damn, I didn't even get past the dreamers, doers part. Momentum. Momentum comes from showing up on boring days, man, and stacking them brick by brick. I say it all the time, one day at a time, one foot in front of the other. These things are going to separate you from the pack, because what the pack does, what is it? December 30th. What does everybody do this time of year? Musicians, I mean. What do? Everybody knows. You see them. They make a big social media post that's like meaningful and emotional, and they want to draw you in and be like, oh wow, like, I haven't really done shit this year, but next year, this is the year, this one right here, I want to put out this crazy thing and everybody's gonna love it and everybody's gonna be so all in on it. The tough part about that's not a doer. It's still a dreamer. We're talking loud, but what are you doing? Nothing. You're talking about how you're going to do it, how you want to do it, but that's not going to build momentum. Honestly, that's like a momentum stopper for me, for real. Like, yeah, it's cool to do like a recap or something at the end of the year, social media wise, whatever, for the brand, the company, the artist, to really reflect, man. And I'm all in on that. That's awesome. That's mature. It's a good word. But some people, when they see that reflection, they just see what they didn't do, who they want to become versus who they are becoming. Do you get the difference? I do. I really do. So I've seen both sides. It's the only way you can talk about some of this stuff. But that consistency of showing up every day, brick by brick, that's going to build confidence. Not the other way around. Confidence does not build consistency. Consistency builds confidence. Because you've done it. If I know that when I turn the door handle every single day for the front door, and it's got like a little, whatever, you got to shimmy in a little bit, shimmy out. You got to put a little finesse into it, because it only goes if you turn it just this one way and like pull the door back a little bit. You know that. So every day when you go up to the door and do it, you're just going to naturally do it, because that builds confidence. That consistency, over time, that building it. It's like singing high notes. Yeah, the first time you do it, that might fucking give you some confidence, because, oh, damn, I really did it. And that first spark is essential. I don't want to get over that. That first spark is essential, right? So that's why you can't shit on the end of the year post too much, right? I'm specifically talking about people that have been putting out music for a while, and that's their biggest drop of the year every single year. You're only motivated when it's convenient for you. When that comfort's there, when that warm fires, you can feel the heat on your face and the embrace. And what about when you open the door and and you let the wind in, you let that breeze in, you let that cold air seep under your skin. Ooh, really miss the fire, don't you? So you got to build the consistency, man. Because if you don't, you're not gonna have anything to stand on. You need to build that sure base before you can expound on that. But yeah, I just got to a point where I stopped waiting to feel it. I didn't want to waste any more time, honestly. People get after it when they're 17, 18, if they're lucky. Other people might have to wait till they're 30, 35, 40. Some people don't even figure it out, and then they die. That's just sad as fuck. Get out there. Take the leap of faith. Go for it, man. You know? Nobody's going to tell you to get after it. You have to be the bus driver. You're the one. They're not coming to save you, big dog. They're not. The more action, the more belief. That goes into the consistency confidence thing. But the more action, the more thing that you do, the more, I don't even want to say energy. Action's really good. That's going to create more belief, more confidence in yourself. Damn. Let's talk about shows. How about this? Like my first show. What was my first show? Because I've done like, it depends where you want to take it, man. Because like I performed in like choir in school and stuff, and that's probably like my first show. But then you play sports, and that's also a show. It's just musically, singing to me is the most vulnerable thing you can do as an individual. Because it's your soul. Like football's like, there is finesse, but a lot of it's just, I'm bigger than you, I'm faster than you, I'm stronger than you. Until you get to the NFL and there's everybody's like that. But, you know, you work on that. But it's a tangible like thing you see, you know? Versus like, I don't know, when you're first young and dreaming, like you're not working as hard on like mechanics and techniques and stuff like that. You're just like singing, you're just like, hope you have a good tone. You can remember melodies and stuff. But yeah, my first show, you could count those, but and like busking and like I did like showcases for like my friends and stuff when I was in like vocal training with my coach and stuff like that. But like I remember my first show, other than like a basement or like whatever, was this bar, basically in my hometown. It's like the next town over, but my town's so small that that's also the hometown. All the peoples live there. I remember like going upstairs to this bar and just like promoing weeks before and like getting the set list down and practicing and taking all that action, all of that. Because like I was practicing in my bedroom with this mic in the mirror, working on not dance moves, but not even choreography, just making sure I look cool. The jacket, the glasses, the lighting, the timing, the set list, the backing track, even like all of these things was action. I didn't just wake up and go to the show one day and hoped that everybody came. What is that gonna do? You're just hoping. Again, you're thinking. You're not putting it out in the universe. You're keeping it in here. This is your own little universe, man. Take it, pull it out, throw it out there. See what happens. The water might ripple. It might not. You don't know until you do it. You know? That dream is still a dream. It's okay to be a dreamer, but don't dwell on it. You know? But I took all these tasks and made a plan and, you know, crossed them all off the list and was like, wow, until we got to the last day on the calendar. And it was the day of the show. And I already knew that I was going to kill it. Because I had killed it 100 times before that, 150 times. I'd done it in the car, in the living room, in my house, for friends, for whatever. I had it. It was done, you know? And that gave me the confidence to actually go out and kill it. And that was dope, man. And maybe some people didn't fuck with the music, whatever. I don't even know how many people were there. I remember nobody being up at the front and everybody like sitting in the back and like at the bar and stuff. And I just told them to get the fuck up and get up here. And a lot of them did. But if again, there's another example. If I would have just thought, ooh, I kind of want them to come up, they probably would have just sat there the whole time. And then wanted me to wrap up. But instead, like the older crowd stayed, because this isn't their vibe, whatever. Younger people came up, or people that like my music or connected with it, and we had a good time. You know? But then that small thing, right? The small thing of saying, okay, I'm going to do this show. Made an actionable plan, stepped it out, checklist, figured everything out, promo, prep, everything. Did it. And then I didn't stop there. That wasn't my one end of the year thing. I went and got more shows. I went and did that shit again and again and again. Because what does that do? That's going to build confidence. That's going to build belief. That's going to build a tangible thing. That when I step on that stage, I know I'm going to kill it. But guess what? They know I'm going to kill it. And they've never seen me. That's tough, dude. That's hard. You can visualize it all you want. But tangibly, to hold it, to grasp it, to feel it, that's different. That's momentum. Protecting the vision. Not every idea needs an audience while it's growing. Some things need quiet, patience, and space to take shape. Energy is real. If you give it away too soon, it can dilute the work. Focus on the process, not the approval. Everything grows better out of the spotlight. And not everyone needs access to the vision. You have to protect your vision at all costs. People will try and come and take it. And for whatever reason, they're motivated behind. You can go into all that or your specific scenario, but your job while you chase this is to protect it. It's like your baby. It's like your kid. Like, I don't know. I think about the bus driver again, honestly. Like, if it's your goal to go from New York to California, your life depends on it. You going to drive the bus differently? You going to look at it a little different? Because, I don't know. Some people would take that and get there as quick as possible. But then the bus might break down. Something might happen. Or you can drive the bus swiftly with purpose. But when you drive past those corn stalk, they look a little different. You see the sunrise. It's a little different of an orange today and red. It's, seeing the trees along the side of the road, seeing cities or people or whatever it is, man. It's protecting the vision. And it's not even protecting the innocence of the vision, right? Sometimes the vision is hardcore and you need to go all in and be reckless. And there's moments for that too. But, if you don't protect it, if you don't drive that bus, it's not going to get there. And it's going to die. Life is meant to be lived. A dream is meant to be chased. If you just think about how much you want it, it's never going to get there. And once you do get over that hump from being a dreamer to a doer and making that flip and really tangibly making actionable steps to get there and creating momentum, you got to protect that shit with everything you have. because they're going to try and take it from you. They're gonna. That's what haters do. That's their job. Their job is to hate. Your job is to shine. If you're not shining, you're not going to have any haters. You know you're doing it right when you got at least a few. You know, you should have just as many hardcore super fans as you should hardcore hater fans. The ratio doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying, man. You got to protect that shit. And you got to protect your energy, too, because some people want from you, other people want for you. And once you analyze that and identify that truly, you'll know, hey, I got to protect my energy around this person. Yeah, this person might seem like my friend, but really they just like when I'm in this state of mind around them, you know? And you got to protect yourself from that, man, because you could take that energy of going out to the club with the homies, you could put it in the studio and make a club hit, and then go to the club with baddies on you, bumping your song. What a vision. Look, I'm dreaming for you, dude. But it's all about protecting that energy and putting it in the right places possible. Because you could protect your energy, but then use it negatively. But that's not really protecting it. But maybe you don't know that you're doing it bad at all. Maybe you think this is what you do, you know? I don't know. Energy's meant to be protected. Especially when it's with these dreams, man. But another thing I want to get into is opinion shaping doubt too early. I think about like a first song. I've listened to a lot of first songs, especially being not only an artist but a producer as well. People being like, "Oh, this is my first song. Like, I really want to like make it like really good and all that shit." And I don't know. Dreamers and doers, this isn't completely black and white as well, because I feel like we talked about a little bit of the initial fire spark, because you need that spark in order for the fire to be lit and to continue to burn. But those first songs, man, I've listened to a lot of them, including mine. They're fucking ass. They're not good. You know? What did the Beatles say? At first they were, making music and it was shit. And then they just kept making music. And after a while, it was a little less shit. You know? So everybody has to start somewhere. And yeah, there's been a lot of first songs that are really bad. Don't get me wrong. But there's also been some that are kind of decent. Like way better than mine was. Mine was not good. Good luck finding that. But yeah, man, it's tough because you can't shoot them down. And that's part of protecting your energy as well, right? Because I believe in karma. And a dreamer who wants to be a doer, the first thing is waking up, right? And they got to do that on their own. So you can't do it for them. What you can do is encourage them, motivate them, Pretend that it's you playing your first song for somebody. Don't just tell them what they want to hear. Be honest. But fucking don't beat them down, dude. Build them up. Hey, man, I thought your bars were really cool. I connected with a lot of what you're saying. The melody, the singing was, a little pitchy or whatever. But you can get better, bro. I see a lot of potential in this. And that's what most people would say to me early on. I see potential. And I fucking hated hearing that after a while. The first couple times, you're like, okay, they see it. Yeah, they see the vision, too. And then you're like, oh, fuck. One day. Maybe one day I'll be good. And then the next year, one day. And then the next year, oh, one day I'll be good. You can't be worried about that doubt. My analogy for this is a sandcastle. How's he going to do it? Let's find out. So, I think of a song as... think of it as a sandcastle. or your ego, or not even ego, but like your faith, like your business, whatever you want to think about it. Just think about it as a sandcastle, right? And it's a beautiful sandcastle. It's got like the little door, and like you made turrets, and there's like you put a little crab king or queen or whatever, like in the great hall or in the chair, whatever, man. But then the beach bully, the big back body built beach bully, come out, and they try and stomp on your sandcastle, bro. And what do? You got to protect your energy at all costs. You got to throw down in the sand, put their head underwater, hope an eel comes up and get them. I don't fucking know. Do something. Because they're going to come and they're going to try and fuck with your castle. Whether it's, by shaming it, or saying, oh, my castle's bigger than yours, or just stepping on it and squashing it. But guess what? Even if they squash that shit, you can build a new one. It's a sand castle. It's not a castle. You got to build 10,000 hours, they say, of sand castles before you can get to an actual house. And then you got to get that house for a bigger house. And then get that bigger house, now you can get your castle. There's steps to this shit. There's levels to this shit, man. So don't worry about those haters that are trying to get you down or get under your skin or trying to squash your sandcastle. Don't worry about them. Because even if that castle was the best thing you've ever made up until this point, that's up until this point, right? That was a big part. You can just go build a new one. Build a better one. Make it bigger, better, faster, stronger. It's up to you. Because nobody's coming to save you. You're the bus driver, remember? You're the one driving that bus. You got to clap for yourself. Bullies are outside the bus, staring you down, waiting for you to stop. We're not stopping. We're also not in a blaze to get there. Because we know that the destination is just the destination, because that's what you labeled it as. It's really the journey, right? But you can be a dreamer. But eventually you have to become a doer. Or else you'll be a dreamer forever. And there's a lot more of you motherfuckers on the sidelines than you are playing the game. And it's a lot easier to look down at the motherfuckers playing on the game when you're on the sideline, not when you're in the game. Because those of us that are in it know. I know what the late nights are. I know what the early mornings are. I know what it is to go out and shoot in fucking negative degree weather for 3 hours. Because I got to get this shit. I got to get it done. I know what it's like to get a YouTube education over years and years and years of practice and still be told I have potential. I don't want to fucking hear that. I want to hear I'm the best there ever was. And it's okay if I'm not, but that's just how I feel. And you know what? Bitch can't kill my vibe. Don't kill it. You can't. It's impossible. Because even if you do stomp on my sandcastle, I'm going to just build a better one. That's it, man. All that being said, protecting your energy, circling back a little bit, you also have to move in silence. I think that the loudest dreams often die quickly because they're just dreams, right? And the biggest, most elaborate dreams with no action is still just a dream. It's still just a thought. There's no action. So it can't become a tangible thing. As much as you close your eyes and wish and pray, and nobody's coming to save you. We know that. So you have to know when to move in silence, because that also protects your energy, right? Like the louder you're saying, hey, I got 100 million cash in my backpack. Hey, I got 100 million cash in my backpack. Eventually, you keep saying that out loud, louder and louder, somebody's going to take your backpack. They're going to come and take it. You're not going to have one. You're going to have to go get you a Jansport with some change in it, dog. It's no Louis bag no more. So protect your energy. And I'm not saying don't share things with people. You have to reach out. You have to connect. That's community. Those are the people that are going to shape you and build you. You have to build yourself, but there's also going to be key players in that, right? But if you don't keep it to yourself, they are going to come and try and fuck with you more. Versus if you just keep your head down and keep working and do what I do, man. Like, I don't talk about it. I be about it. Cutter be. That's what we do. I live it, right? I didn't make some elaborate post, whatever, for my goal for the year. But I have them. I have goals for this year. I have streaming goals. I have follower goals. I have these things. You know, how many music videos I'm put out? What do I do? Videos like this, shit, live sessions, like all these things, right? And I don't talk about them until I know this is happening. No reason to hype up something that ain't finna happen, you know? And I'm not saying don't be a dreamer. That's not what I'm saying. There's just a difference, you know? Doers are those that were all dreamers at one time. They had to have a dream to believe in. Otherwise, they wouldn't have jumped off the cliff and had that leap of faith and really knew that wherever they landed was where they're supposed to be. You get up, brush that dirt off your shoulder, and get after it, dude. Simple as that. But if you're too loud while you're doing that, if you're too boisterous or whatever, like, it's just harder for me to get in there with you. I'm not saying don't have a strong vision. I'm saying oftentimes the loudest of dreams die quickly because it's just a dream. It was just a dream. Or it was all a dream. Even Biggie had dreams, bro. R.I.P. But he went out there on the street corners and he rapped. He went out to the little clubs and performed, you know. What he didn't do was talk about it every day. He just went and did it. He's larger than life, man. That's what you got to do. Quit talking about that shit. Get up and go after it. What if David Goggins found you talking like this? Yo ass is grass, son. He can take you on the run of a lifetime. You know? But, you know, part of that is staying silent because I don't. For example, I shot a video recently for Tennis Cut. You guys will see that in January. Yeah, like I shot the video and I planned it for months and months and months. And I drew like, you know, vision boards and stories and this angle here, this angle, this is what we're capturing, this is the energy I want, these are the people in it, this is what I'm wearing, like all of these things. And I kept it to myself. Maybe a couple real ones eventually knew about it because I needed them in the plan. But like when it first started, I stoked that fire and stoked it and built stones around it. And then got bigger sticks and more leaves and a bigger area. And I had all the seats in place, the benches, the marshmallow sticks, you know, everything. I had everything. And I said, hey, guys, come over here. Because I'm the bus driver. They're not going to come drive it for me. I don't need them for that. I need them for other things. I'm the one driving this. I was the dreamer. I'm now the doer. And I'm getting after it. But yeah, protect your energy, guys. Protect the vision. Don't just keep it to yourself, but I'm saying make those moves in silence. Outro, just wrapping up, guys. If you're early, if you're waiting, if you're misunderstood, you're not behind. You're just in the part most people never stay long enough to finish. Appreciate you tapping in with me. It's Cutter B. Freeman. Stay locked in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.